Hello, and welcome to Great Sleep. Get ready to listen and relax. Now I will tell you a cozy bedtime story about the magical world of fairies that hides in the branches of trees. This story is about how a group of fairies went on a dangerous adventure to protect their world. In the heart of a land far away, there existed a magical forest known as Evergreen Glade. It was a place of enchantment and wonder, where vibrant colors danced among the leaves and sparkling streams whispered secrets to the trees. Within this mystical realm lived a young and curious fairy named Willow. Willow resided in a cozy house nestled on a sturdy branch of an ancient oak tree. Her home was adorned with delicate flowers and shimmering crystals, reflecting the beauty and magic of the forest. Willow had a heart as pure as the morning dew and a spirit as adventurous as the wind that rustled through the leaves. Every day, Willow would wake up to the gentle rays of sunlight filtering through the canopy above. She would stretch her wings, feeling the softness of the petals beneath her feet. With a smile on her face, she would flit from flower to flower, tending to their needs and ensuring their vibrant colors continued to brighten the forest. As she went about her morning routine, Willow would sing a sweet melody, awakening the forest with her enchanting voice. The birds would join in, adding their harmonious tunes to the symphony of nature. The forest creatures would emerge from their slumber, their eyes filled with gratitude for Willow's song. After singing, Willow would gather with her fellow fairies to share breakfast. They would sit in a circle, their wings glistening in the morning light. They would feast on nectar from delicate blossoms and share stories of their adventures from the previous day. The fairies had a deep connection with nature and understood their role in maintaining balance and harmony within Evergreen Glade. They knew that they were guardians of the forest, entrusted with its protection. Their hearts were filled with love for their home, and they vowed to do whatever it took to keep it safe. The fairies' days were filled with purpose and joy as they went about their tasks, each contributing to the well-being of the forest. Some fairies would tend to the flowers, using their magic to ensure their petals bloomed in vibrant hues. Others would sprinkle dewdrops on the leaves, refreshing them and giving them a lustrous shine. Willow's role was to care for the animals of the forest. She would flutter from tree to tree, checking on the nests of birds and ensuring they were well protected. She would whisper words of encouragement to the squirrels, urging them to gather food for the coming winter. And she would play with the rabbits, bringing laughter and joy to their lives. The fairies knew that their actions were not only important for the well-being of the forest, but also for the creatures that called it home. They understood that every living being was interconnected, and by nurturing the forest, they were nurturing themselves. In the afternoon, when the sun was at its peak, the fairies would gather near a sparkling stream. They would dip their toes in the cool water, feeling its gentle caress. They would share stories and laughter, their voices mingling with the babbling of the stream. As the day drew to a close, the fairies would bid each other farewell, promising to meet again at sunrise. They would retreat to their cozy homes, nestled among the branches and leaves, and drift off into dreams filled with magic and wonder. One fateful day, as Willow was flitting among the trees, she overheard a group of woodcutters from a nearby village discussing their plans. They spoke of the enchanted trees of Evergreen Glade, their eyes filled with greed and desire. They saw only profit in the majestic trunks that stood tall and proud. Fear gripped Willow's heart as she listened to their conversation. She knew that if the woodcutters succeeded in their plans, the forest would lose its magic, its vibrant colors fading into a dull existence. The animals would lose their homes, and the fairies would lose their purpose. With determination burning in her eyes, Willow flew back to her fellow fairies, her wings beating with urgency. She shared the news of the woodcutter's threat, and a hushed silence fell over the gathering. The fairies exchanged worried glances, realizing the gravity of the situation. But Willow's voice rang out, filled with courage and determination. "We cannot let them destroy our home," she declared. "We must protect Evergreen Glade with all our might." Willow took charge, organizing a meeting with the other fairies to discuss their plan of action. They gathered in a circle, their wings shimmering in the dappled sunlight. The air crackled with tension and determination. "We must stand together," Willow began, her voice steady and resolute. "The woodcutters threaten everything we hold dear. It is up to us to protect Evergreen Glade." The fairies nodded in agreement, their eyes filled with determination. They understood that unity was their greatest strength. They began to brainstorm ideas, each fairy contributing their thoughts and suggestions. "We could cast a spell to hide the forest from prying eyes," suggested Lily, a fairy with petals for wings. "Or we could create illusions to confuse the woodcutters," added Oakley, a fairy with skin as tough as bark. "But how will we know what to do?" questioned Iris, a fairy with shimmering rainbow wings. Willow's eyes sparkled with an idea. "We must seek guidance from Eldra, the wise old owl who resides at the heart of the forest," she said. "She has seen countless years and possesses the knowledge we seek." The fairies nodded in agreement, their hearts filled with hope. They knew that Eldra's wisdom would guide them on their path to protect Evergreen Glade. The next morning, Willow led a group of fairies on a journey through the magical forest. They flew through canopies of leaves, their wings brushing against the vibrant foliage. The air was filled with the scent of blossoms, and the sounds of nature provided a soothing melody. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they encountered various magical creatures. A mischievous sprite danced among the flowers, teasing the fairies with its playful tricks. A wise old tortoise slowly made its way across their path, its eyes filled with ancient knowledge. The fairies faced challenges along the way, testing their determination and resolve. They came across a treacherous river, its rushing waters threatening to sweep them away. But with their combined strength, they formed a chain, each fairy holding onto the other's hand, and crossed the river safely. They also encountered a maze of thorns, their sharp edges reaching out like claws. But Willow's keen eyes spotted a hidden path, and together they navigated through the labyrinth unscathed. During their journey, the fairies learned valuable lessons about perseverance and teamwork. They discovered that by relying on each other and trusting in their abilities, they could overcome any obstacle that stood in their way. Finally, after days of travel, the fairies arrived at Eldra's tree. It stood tall and majestic, its branches reaching towards the sky. Eldra, the wise old owl, perched on a branch, her eyes shining with ancient wisdom. Willow stepped forward, her heart pounding with excitement and respect. "Oh, wise Eldra," she began, her voice filled with reverence. "We seek your guidance and wisdom. The woodcutters threaten our home, and we must find a way to protect Evergreen Glade." Eldra's eyes twinkled with understanding. "You have come seeking answers, young ones," she said, her voice carrying the weight of countless years. "The protection you seek lies within yourselves and the magic of this forest." The fairies listened intently, their hearts open to Eldra's words of wisdom. "The enchanted canopy," Eldra continued, "holds the power to shield Evergreen Glade from harm. It is hidden, only accessible to those with pure intentions." The fairies listened in awe, their hearts filled with hope. They knew that finding the enchanted canopy was their only chance to protect their home. With renewed determination, they set out on their quest, guided by the clues given by Eldra. Their first clue led them to a sparkling waterfall, its cascading waters shimmering in the sunlight. They searched high and low, their eyes scanning every nook and cranny. Finally, Willow's keen eyes spotted a hidden symbol etched into a rock near the waterfall. "The first clue," she exclaimed, her voice filled with excitement. "We must follow the path of the moonlight." The fairies followed the moonlit path, their wings carrying them through thickets and over babbling brooks. Along the way, they encountered various challenges, each one testing their resolve and pushing them to their limits. They faced riddles from wise old owls perched on ancient branches, their eyes gleaming with mischief. They solved puzzles hidden among the petals of flowers, their minds sharp and focused. And they outsmarted mischievous forest spirits who tried to lead them astray. As the fairies continued on their quest, they faced a series of trials that tested their determination and strength. The path grew treacherous, and the challenges became more difficult to overcome. One trial involved a dark cave, its walls lined with glowing mushrooms. The fairies had to navigate through the darkness, relying on their instincts and the faint glow of the mushrooms to guide them. They held hands, forming a chain of light, and stepped forward with unwavering courage. Another trial required them to solve a riddle hidden within a shimmering pool. The fairies peered into the water, their reflections dancing beneath the surface. With their minds intertwined, they unraveled the riddle's secrets and continued on their path. The fairies also encountered mischievous forest spirits who delighted in leading them astray. But with their hearts filled with determination and their bond unbreakable, they saw through the spirits' tricks and stayed true to their course. After days of trials and tribulations, the fairies stumbled upon a hidden grove within Evergreen Glade. It was a place of pure enchantment, where majestic creatures roamed freely and shimmering flowers bloomed in abundance. The air was filled with a palpable energy, as if the very essence of magic flowed through every leaf and blade of grass. As the fairies stepped into the grove, they felt an overwhelming sense of connection with the forest's magic. It coursed through their veins, filling them with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. They knew that they were on the right path, that their quest was nearing its end. They approached a magnificent tree, its branches reaching towards the heavens. Its bark glowed with an ethereal light, and its leaves whispered ancient secrets. The fairies knew that this was the final destination, the place where they would find the enchanted canopy. The fairies stood before the tree, their hearts pounding with anticipation. They knew that the final challenge awaited them, a test of their love and dedication to Evergreen Glade. Willow stepped forward, her eyes shining with determination. "We have come to protect our home," she declared, her voice filled with unwavering resolve. "We will do whatever it takes to preserve the magic of Evergreen Glade." As if in response, the tree's branches began to sway, a gentle breeze rustling through its leaves. A soft glow emanated from its trunk, growing brighter with each passing moment. The fairies watched in awe as the tree opened, revealing a shimmering canopy within. Its colors danced like sunlight filtering through the leaves, and its magic pulsed with a vibrant energy. With a collective breath, the fairies stepped into the canopy, feeling its power surround them. They knew that they had succeeded in their quest, that they had unlocked the protection Evergreen Glade so desperately needed. Meanwhile, in the village near Evergreen Glade, the woodcutters arrived, their eyes filled with greed and anticipation. They had heard tales of the enchanted forest and its valuable trees, and they were determined to claim them for themselves. But as they entered the forest, something unexpected happened. The enchanted canopy, invisible to their eyes, shielded Evergreen Glade from their presence. The woodcutters searched in vain, their frustration growing with each passing moment. Back in the heart of the forest, Willow and her fellow fairies celebrated their victory. They gathered under the shimmering canopy, their wings aglow with joy and gratitude. The fairies shared stories of their journey, recounting the trials they had faced and the lessons they had learned. They feasted on nectar from delicate blossoms and danced under the moonlight, their laughter echoing through the trees. They were joined by the magical creatures of Evergreen Glade, who had come to celebrate their triumph. As the night drew to a close, Willow stood at the edge of the enchanted canopy, her heart filled with gratitude and wonder. She looked out at the forest she loved so dearly, its vibrant colors and shimmering streams a testament to its enduring magic. The fairies had learned valuable lessons on their quest. They had discovered the power of unity and cooperation, the strength that lies within each individual when they work together towards a common goal. They had experienced the beauty and resilience of nature, and they vowed to protect it with all their might. Willow turned to her fellow fairies, a smile playing on her lips. "Our journey may have come to an end," she said, her voice filled with determination, "but our commitment to Evergreen Glade has just begun. We will continue to protect and cherish this magical forest, for it is our home and our legacy." The fairies nodded in agreement, their hearts filled with a sense of purpose and responsibility. They knew that as long as they stood united and true to their mission, Evergreen Glade would thrive, its magic shining bright for generations to come. And so, as the sun rose over the magical forest, casting its golden light upon the leaves and flowers, the fairies spread their wings and took flight. They soared through the canopy, their laughter echoing through the trees, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Evergreen Glade would forever be their home, a place of enchantment and wonder, where magic danced among the leaves and vibrant colors painted the world. And with Willow leading the way, they would ensure that its beauty and magic would endure for eternity.